listeners, Harika here, and I'm super excited to welcome you to UppTalk. If you're ready to learn and get your hands work wonders in the world of information technology, then you're in the right place. When I say UppTalk, we are not just another edtech company. Consider we are your learning partner committed to unlocking your full potential. Whether you're stepping into the world of technology for the first time or looking to advance your career, we provide top-tier, hands-on courses to build up your career. Let's take our first step towards learning here and explore it.
To begin with, Workday provides a plethora of reports already that are configured in the system that you can use as a baseline for your needs and use that, and then modify it and then work on it for your custom requirements. Whenever you talk about reports, a report is always trying to solve a problem that is required by your client, a question, a set of data. That report constitutes the data that is going to be relevant to the requirements that you may have. There are multiple types of reports in Workday, and let's start with all custom reports. And this will list all the custom reports that are either delivered by Workday or created by one of your colleagues or team members who are using Workday. Here you can see the report name on the first column. I hope you can see my screen. If I am not the owner or if I don't have any permissions to view that custom report. If you have the relevant security assigned to you, if you are a report writer or you have the ability to view all the reports, then yes, you should be. Otherwise, the reports that has been shared with you, you will be only able to see those. Currently, I am logged in as Logan McLean, as you can see on the top. She has access to everything on the tenant. She is able to see all the reports on the tenant. Every report has a report name, the report type, the data source it's using, the category. And if you have any tags available, that has been added. Who is the owner of the report? If there's any description. When was it created? When was it last updated? Last run date and last run by. And is it a worklet? The report type could be advanced. It could be metrics. It could be simple. It could be composite and on. Different report types for different purposes. Now, for example, if I look at, data sources benefit. Any of the reports that are based on these two data sources would show up here in the custom report. They should be related to benefits-based reporting. Like you have a benefits modeling benefit metrics, employee enrolled in SA, enrollments of healthcare, and monthly benefit premiums by organization, monthly provider premiums, and on. Let's look at enrollment healthcare to begin with. Here the name of the report is Enrollment Healthcare. It's a matrix type report. The data sources benefit collection, data sources standard, and then these are all the matrix report fields. Matrix is generally used combining multiple data sources, not data sources, but data fields together to give you a matrix output. You have your group by field is coverage. It's in descending. Then you have the column grouping for benefit coverage type. And then you want to count on it. And in the drill down fields, the coverage type, event, date, benefit, enrollment plan, provider, company, and coverage, and all the related data that you need. And the detailed data and the sort data. Let's try to run this report and see how it looks like. Here, you can see in the matrix report, you can have a graph view as well as a table view. Employee, only employee plus one dependent employee plus family and the total. If I click on this, say medical, I should be able to see all the drill down details that we had on our report. Drill down had what? Like benefit, coverage type benefit, even date benefit enrollment. And they are all here. Your drill down gives you all the details for different workers, the enrollment, even the worker, the benefit, even date coverage, and on. Every report that you have satisfies a query that has been created by your stakeholders. That report can also be used for integrations for outbound, like we saw yesterday. You can see the monthly cost, employee contribution, employer contribution, and all the details that you would like to have. This is how you build your matrix report. This is the detailed data and your drill down data. Then you can have filters in here as well in the report. What are the benefit coverage types that you want to limit it to? Benefit coverage type in this selection list, which is value specified in the filter. Medical, dental and vision, and benefit election currently enrolled as of report. Effective date needs to be yes. When these two conditions are met, only these employees or this data that is matching this filter condition will be included in the report. Else, everything else will be excluded. If there are any diff prompts, it has a prompt for frequency, and the default value is set up as monthly. But we have marked it as required as yes, but we have said do not prompt at runtime. It doesn't ask for that prompt. It's a predefined prompt. The primary access, the secondary access, what is going to be the labels, and you can configure these. And then the top value. You have a lot of options for your access and values as well. The target line. But primarily for our integrations, we use advanced reports. Let's have a look at this. Here you see the difference between the report type advanced and report type. Matrix is a setup of the report format. Here it's pretty straightforward. You define the data source. You use the object and then within the object, which field you want to use. The food for the worker, it's a worker itself. Then worker's social security number, worker's benefit group. And then we change the object to benefit election. We see the benefit enrollment. Even from election, we get the coverage type from elections. We get coverage from benefit election. will get employee costs for benefit frequency and on. That multiple business objects being used here in the report, and that is available only in advanced report format. You can do a sorting on the data if you want to. You can add filters as well. Even date is first year of this calendar year. The benefit coverage type are dependent care and the healthcare FCA. And elected equals to yes. Only people who have elected for these conditions or who met like elected for dependent care and elected for healthcare FSF or benefits plan within Workday. They will be included in the report. No prompts here. This does not have any charts in this report. It's not populated. Share as you were asking us that whether you would be able to see the report or not. If you are part of the benefit administrator benefit partner group or your name is added as the authorized user and you have the relevant permissions to do that, you should be able to see this report. And again, the web services parameters, the worksheet, and connect it with Prisma, which is the analytical tool for Workday. Provided by Workday. It's a third-party tool, but is provided by Workday. Let's try to run this report and see how this is formatted. We can see that there is no data available in this report. Let's see. Let's customize this report a little bit. Let's see. Let's go to filters. And except for add more benefit plans to it. I'm going to select all the benefit plans in here. Make the changes selected. All the 43 plans available in the system. And let's try to read on the report. Let's edit it again. Let's edit it again. Let's say, let's remove the first day of this calendar year. Remove that condition. All these people did not get elected in this year, but it was from earlier day. But you can see the worker data, the worker, benefit group, enrollment event, enrollment coverage type, elected coverage, frequency, And if I need to build a custom report from scratch, how would I do that? The task to create a custom report from scratch would be create custom certified system platform. On the standard level, see, I'll add a perm counseling report to midnight. The task name is create custom report. Here I can put in the name, say safe employee data, and the report types can be selected from here like advanced composite, matrix, inbox search, simple transpose, trending. We're going to select advanced report for now. Do I want to enable it as a web service? Like, do I have any plans to use it in any of the integrations for inbound or outbound? I can select it in the beginning as well, or I can select it at a later stage as well. Now for optimize for performance. You will have the data source, but they will be limited, and not all the data sources are optimized for performance. Active here you can see, these are trending data. You see the lightning bolt sign. These are all optimized for performance data sources. Worker audit details. If I click on the three dots, access to worker audit details and primary object returns one row per worker in the audit details include all worker audit changes per pay group for integration event. You have former worker with an all indexed worker or trended worker. Trended worker is a separate data source where it uses a trending data year over quarter, over quarter, over quarter, over quarter. What I want is all active and terminated as my data source, which is not optimized for performance. All active and terminated workers, workers, workers. And if I look at the three dots for this, I will see the description where all the active and terminated workers are there. It will be give me one row per worker. Rest. My primary business object is going to be, of course, worker. But the data source I'm going to use, the data source for this is all active and terminated worker. First thing, what I want is worker and worker. Then let's say I want to employ it as well, and I want it on the top field. Let's say title. I want their job profile. I want their management level, the management level for the job profile for the workers. Primary position say, I want to add another between job profile and management level. Another field, I want to get position and let's say I want to know who the worker's manager is. Workers manager. I want to know a supervisor organization and I want to know who the workers manager is. I want to know who the workers manager is. Cost center, say location, country, let's say, and filters. I'm not going to put anything for now and let's say I am not sure that I would like to which field I need from the object workers. I have the ability to go to categories and all the fields related to the business object worker would be categorized here. If it's related to address appointments, attachments, audit, background, process, benefits, business assets, the issued business assets. Let's say I want to say from the person information. I want to get their all personal information and I press and I do have the ability to test the report that in the test it will only load 10 workers data that comes randomly. This way I don't have to wait for the whole report to run to just to test my fields, my data set, whether it's coming out to be or not. You can see it says test and it will show you 10 items. Employee aid worker, business title, job profile, position, management level workers, manager, supervisor, organization, cost center, location, address, country, and no issued business assets. All personal information for country is blank. Maybe these two fields are inaccurate. What I can do is I can run the report again in full mode. In run mode, it will run the report and get me all the data that is required. It gave me 63 line items. You can see the business issues assets are populated for whoever it has been added and the personal information. Looking in India and the states, and as you can see that I can click on this. This report is also interactive. If I need to take any action for the on the worker, I can directly take action from directly right here on the worker itself. If I need to take any action on the job profile, again, these are related actionable reports. You can have the related action button directly on the object itself. That is popular in the report and down. If I want to filter something here, let's say I want to add a filter on employee aid, I can add it from here as well, like from the title, from the it on top, or I can go to the filter tab as well, right here. Let's say if I want United States only out of 6083 items, it would only show United States. Filtered out for me on the display, and I only see 285 records. If I want to see it in a compact mode, I can click on this and it will become quite compact for me to display or for us to see if I want to hide any of the columns or move them around in this report. I can just say with this here, and let's say country. I want it on the top, and let's say this here, and I want to hide this as well. Now you can see that in the output of the report, not the report itself, the field has not changed here. But in your output, you're able to move the columns around, you're able to do filters, you're able to hide or show columns the way you want. If you want to export it into a PDF file, you can do that right here. If you want to export it into Excel, you can put it right here. Or if you want to share it into worksheets, Workday has its own drive and you can put it in the Workday drive. That's called worksheets right here. And then you can do your analysis there in a worksheet and then share it with the other organization as well. All right, any questions? Far on the report and the structure, all right. There's another feature available from Workday, which is called the Workday Standard Reports. And these are all these standard reports that are provided by Workday itself. You have two options, like all custom reports and Workday Standard Reports. The type when it says report writer, you are able to run that report yourself. Express. Reports are something that are used internally by Workday. Let's say if I go to category and let's say human, these are regarding Hexim. Let's say if I want to run this report, it's a report writer. This is this advanced reporting database administrator. You all work is incorrectly hired twice. The report uses all workers report data source. The domain is audit, contact information and on. Let's go ahead and try to run this report. Here you can see that menu is a little different. If I go to A, task or security process integration, interesting maybe. Login does not have access to audit data. Let's look at it in different. Let's say if this is an espresso report. Audit. Let's look at a different area. Alright, let's try to run this report and see. Standard report. Now you see that I have this option of running this report. Let's say I run this in a new tab. Right click, then new tab. And let's say this is a report that is standard delivered by Workday. And as you can see, it's a standard report. I don't have the option of editing it, but I can make a copy of this report and edit it and use it to my relevance. Whichever fields I need from here which are relevant to my usage, I can create a copy of this report and use it for my needs. Generally speaking, the Workday Standard Reports and all custom reports would have majority of your requirements, satisfaction for the reporting requirements that you may have from your clients. When I make a copy, it's asked me all worker costing allocation copy. Let's call it CF. And this is marked as a temporary report for now, which we can change it at a later stage. Right here. Report is marked for. I can see all the columns. Let's say I may not be just costing allocation tab or whichever I don't need. I can remove it from the list and add the columns or the business objects that I need for my reporting and add them in here and then save it and then run the report to get the relevant data. Try tomorrow when we meet up. I would request you to try to create a standard report with employee census data. Here in the business object or the data source, use all active employees or all active interminator workers is fine as well in your tenant. Try to come up with a report. See the business objects that you have. Try to use the fields that are available and try to play with it. And then we can discuss your reports to look at some of the calculated fields that are available within your reports that you can use in your reports which are not Workday delivered, but you need to apply some calculations to your reporting requirements where you might need an LORB or an ESI or you need to do any arithmetic calculations and on. We'll look at those options tomorrow as well in our custom reports. We will see you. These ideas, you know the selection to work. Jeremiah could hungry burlick with audio and let's go. Please do like, share and subscribe to our channel. For more information, contact us sales@uptalk.com.